Here we go now.
Here we go now. Here we go. Io says, I clicked and came right on over. Thank you so much, Io. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat already. I did not plan to go live. It's funny because during our meet and greet, someone said, so you're going to be live tomorrow? Excuse me? Live tomorrow? Can I rest? Can I rest? But I was in here doing some administrative stuff here in the studio. And I said, oh, maybe I'll go live and talk about everything that happened before, after, in between. The Kempire After Dark, a live show. Shout out to all of you that came. Can you guys hear me, see me, all the good stuff? We are live on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and I think that's, and Facebook. So shout out to all of you. I'm seeing all of the comments for those that watched the live stream. You guys are tagging me in your photos from the live streams that you were watching. Some of you are watching today. Some of you are watching for a second time today. So thank you. Shout out to the live stream audience. We broke our last record. We had over 1,000 of you watching. I don't know what the final total is yet. I'll get back to you on that. But shout out to all of you. I wish there was some sort of live chat so that I can see you guys. But I did call out to you guys during the live show a few times, because I know that you guys were watching. Some of you were watching live. Some of you are going to be watching the replay. So thank you. Thank you. Ms. Parker said, Kempire fresh off the stage. Ms. Parker. Lord, some of the things that I even said on stage, I did not plan to say, because you already have an idea of the topics that you want to talk about and cover, and just certain things that I haven't talked about anywhere else, and talk about them explicitly as opposed to what we can do here on YouTube or Facebook or anything like that. But there was just certain things. People were late, which was a great thing. We pushed back the show like 15 minutes because we were still waiting on like 40 people to arrive. It's a sold out show. I think it's like 150 people that room can hold. But that house was packed. They probably had to call the fire marshal. Okay. But no, we had a fantastic time. So thank you to everyone that came out on a late Friday night. It's cold again here in New York City. So many of you traveled far. I feel like this particular show, a lot of people came near and far. Near and far. And when I say far, some of you in New York City, coming from Westchester is far. Coming from Staten Island is far, especially with MTA, the ferry, that kind of thing. But some of you also came California, Wisconsin, Texas, Europe. Some of you came from Florida. Some of you came from the DMV, Philly. So I appreciate it. I really do not. I don't know the words to tell you how much, or to give you the feeling of how much I appreciate you traveling, especially as someone that's a homebody. And I know a lot of you are homebodies. So many of you also said that you discovered me during the pandemic. And look, I have conversations with a lot of people at these live shows, but it felt like everyone at this particular live show says, I discovered you during the pandemic. And it's so crazy because literally this week was the 6th anniversary of the shutdown. So this week was just the perfect week to do it. I know some people thought, did you intentionally choose Friday the 13th? Yes. And if you were part of our dating live, I showed you that video where it sort of took away the spookiness of Friday the 13th. Like Friday the 13th is not what they've created it into, the scary bad luck moment. First of all, Mercury's in retrograde. Everyone makes that seem like that's a bad thing. No, Mercury in retrograde is supposed to be a reflective time. Friday, according to the video that I shared to you, Friday is ruled by the planet Venus. Taurus ruled by the planet Venus. So it was very intentional. The number 13, that actually is a powerful, lucky number. You see how I think what we're seeing in our world is the mask of what we thought was what we thought things were has been slowly been pulled away, both politically, both with celebrity, where all of that is being pulled away. As I said to you before, this was this part I didn't intentionally do. I completely forgot that this was going to be the 6th anniversary of the pandemic. So for me, it was just a full circle moment because everyone kept on talking about it at the meet and greet. I discovered you during the pandemic. You know? Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see all the members. Hey, Taurus World. Thank you for being a member. Taurus World says, I enjoyed the live stream so much, Kempire. You look so good. Thank you. My suit was by Banana Republic. Banana Republic. Mr. Mellenbach says, I found your channel. Wow, Mr. Mellenbach, you've been a part of the channel that long? Wow. I didn't even realize that. Maybe because you're always changing your picture. It's hard to keep up with your personalities and your names. Did you have a different name then? Hey, Miss Esquire. Miss Esquire says, Mercury's been in microwave for a long time, and as a Virgo, retrograde kicks my butt. Well, every retrograde affects certain signs differently. So please keep that in mind. I met a lot of Virgos. Hey, Miss Ida. Miss Ida, if you see this video, please comment in the comment section. Miss Ida is also a Virgo. Okay. Kendra says, your co-host, Taria Faizan from the What Else Is Going On podcast, or as Regular Robbins calls it, We I Go podcast. She was the host. So Kendra says, your co-host was wearing that dress. She sure was. She sure was. So make sure you guys follow Taria and her podcast. I've tagged her on socials, on my Instagram and things like that. Thank you, Foxy. Hey, Foxy. Tiffany says, I found your channel in 2020. There were so many people that said they discovered us during the pandemic last night. And I know a lot of people did. It was just, that was the same thing that a lot of people said last night. So it stood out to me. Back to Miss Ida. Y'all thought I forgot. No, Miss Ida is also a Virgo. Miss Ida has come to, I think like almost every show, Miss Ida, because I remember you from the first show. Maybe you missed one of the shows in between. But Miss Ida brings her son. So that's how I remember Miss Ida, because she always has her son with her. Why did I find out she has identical twins? So the son that I saw last time wasn't the son that was there last night. Was not the same son. But the son that came last night was the son that came the first show. And I said, and they showed me pictures of the identical twins. Miss Ida, if you see this next show, bring the twins, because that is freaking me out. Not that I don't believe you, but they're like identical. So I need you to bring both of your sons. Miss Ida is hilarious. Miss Ida is 70-something years old. I don't think she minds me saying her age because she looks great, even though very typical Virgo. No, she's just looking at me like, You do, Miss Ida. Oh my God. Y'all know, and I said to Miss Ida, you know me by now. I'm not gonna give you a compliment unless I mean it. Because if I really didn't think that, I would be like, just, hey, how you doing? How you doing? And I'm seeing all of you in the comment section. Yeah, I discovered you during the pandemic. Soraya says, I discovered you during the pandemic through Alexander Rogers' channel. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Chris C. Diggy came last night. So many people. It was a full house. I really appreciate everyone coming out. It was a late Friday night. It was cold again here in New York City, but you all came out. Some of you got hotel rooms, so I don't blame you. I got me a hotel room too. I was like, I'm not getting any Uber to go home. I'm going right to my hotel, and because it was late. By the time the meet and greet was over, it was like 1 a.m. It was 1 a.m. OMG. Hey everyone, hey everyone. So this is going to be a mix. I'm going to talk about Beverly Hills because I did watch the episode. I have not watched Ladies of London yet, the third episode. We did talk about Ladies of London because some of you may have missed it. We talked briefly about it during our last Friday live. So I'll talk about that this week's episode and next week's episode, maybe next week. So and I completely forget. There's so many little caveats of stories that I wanted to tell on the stage. That's the only thing about this particular New York show is that I feel like it's so rushed because they only give you 75 minutes at this particular venue. And all the other cities, I've gotten like 90 minutes. And usually I go over that. Okay. So I'm like, and Miss Melanie said, "You mean John? John?" I meant to talk about John, Uncle Lump and the John stuff, and I completely forgot about it when I got up there because I'm thinking about time. I'm thinking about all the things that I want to discuss. I want to make time for Q&A. There was just so many elements. There were so many elements. Wave Key says, "Y'all were zipping it and zooing it." Yeah, we were late. I'm a little tired. I will fall out tonight when I go to sleep. Okay. It's so funny you say this, Mr. Melon Madge. He says, "Kemp, not saying to recap this show, but you might like Southern hospitality. It's actually good." It's funny that you say that because I heard someone say that today, literally. So I'm not going to even tell you guys that I'm watching it. I will maybe get into it. I can't say that I will recap it because I don't have the time. Okay. Joke Playhouse says, "I just love Kemp. I stand." Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a scary avatar picture you have though of the Joker. I don't play with the clowns. I don't mind a scary movie or with clowns. I'm just like, oof. Fun Food Freebie says, "I like Ladies of London too." It's a good season. It's a really good. I mean, so far. It took me the 2 episodes though to get into it, but that's not bad for a show. Exactly. Know Me, Love Me says it was 1 a.m. It was late. I don't know. I think the last person that we took pictures with at the meet and greet, which was terrible lighting. So any pictures you see of me, that was terrible lighting. I'm going to have to bring my own like lighting thing because the lighting in that particular room was terrible. It was like dim. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Elliot. Elliot says, "Kempire, your calmness last night was contagious from the stage. Great job." Thank you. Thank you. Remember my joke I said last night? Y'all couldn't tell if I had bubble guts or not. I did. But that was one of the jokes. Shay says this was my second live stream and this one was even better than the first. Looking forward to the next one. And not the eye emojis. Well, let me just correct something. I said this would be my only show for 2026. But I did also say if I was to do another show, it would be New York. But you guys would have to come here. It's just easier for me to do a show from New York. It's easy for me to do it at this particular venue. So it's not impossible that there might be another New York show, but give me a moment. I'm working on other things, y'all. I can't do all the things. Rahina, why did I mixed Rahina up with her sister? But they do look a lot alike. I was like, are y'all twins? Rahina says, "It was past our bedtime. You were on fire. Very funny." Thank you, Rahina, for coming. And Rahina, thank you for my gift. I have Rahina, I have your gift here. Rahina gave me this, y'all. I love this stuff. Wait, let me move back so you can see it. Rahina gave me this. Hold on, y'all. Black Artists Shaping the World. 14 Stories of Creativity. Thank you, Rahina. And Thirsty Andreas, because I know you want, look, Andreas, I know you want your moment. Look, Andreas gave me a t-shirt from Tally Ho, from Potomac. Yes, Tally Ho, Karen's favorite restaurant to get lit from. Well, apparently Andreas wrote a book. And if you follow me on TikTok, Andreas called in with his thirsty self. But it's all love, Andreas. It's all love, right? So Andreas gave me a t-shirt that's an extra large. Are you... Excuse me, Andreas? That's going to be my bedtime shirt. Extra large. How dare you? Lies! The lie! But no, Andreas also gave me a book. He wrote a kid's book. Andreas has triplets. And he wrote a kid's book, Pag, the Kissing Fish. So I'm going to read y'all give me a lot of kids' books. Because shout out to the person, I don't remember who gave me this book. But thank you. It's written by Terry Von Davis. It's called Tourist Boy. Isn't the illustration beautiful? Gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love this. I love the look. I love the gift. And if you behind me, shout out to Banana Republic because I guess when you spend a lot of money there, they give you gifts. So Banana Republic, I haven't opened this yet. I might open this on TikTok unless we get up to a certain amount of likes, then I'll open it up here. But Banana and I are building a relationship. I'll just say that. Foxy says, not an extra large. Look, I'm not a stranger to an extra large, okay? Just not right now. Just not right now. But look, that's a good, at home t-shirt. Shout out to Tally Ho. When I get back to the ZMV at some particular point, I'm coming to Tally Ho because I love a good pancake. I love a good eats. Okay. So Rahina, thank you so much for the gifts. And I don't have it in here. But Susie or Sue, sorry, Sue. Am I changing up your name now? I love her candles and just a lot of her home stuff, but I'll do another video where you guys can see it. She brought me some more stuff. Tiffany, Pageant Mommy's in the building. She came last night as well. Miss Mel Magic says Kemp is a medium now. Miss Mel, you saw the live stream last night? I told y'all I predicted our Muslim mayor. Just saying. All right, let me focus. There's a couple of hot topics because I can't come live without plotting and planning, not just talking about last night. Okay. I did want to talk a couple of hot topics, including Jamal Bryant. We'll get to him in a second. Nicki Minaj is neurodivergent. So according to our friends over at Hot 97, they said Nicki Minaj recently made a fascinating confession to her fans in a recent X post. According to the Starship's rapper, she's neurodivergent and is looking to provide a safe space in Gag City for her fellow neurodivergent barbs. The rapper made the post in response to a post shared at Polymark's official account, Palantir CEO, Alec Karp's statement that the future belongs to the neurodivergent. Takes my rightful place in society with the rest of my tribe. Neurodivergents of Gag City gather here. It's our time to look. Time looks menacingly at the normals. Begins implementing the payback they never saw coming. Reached the congregation and the stone the builder rejected. She wrote in an X post on Friday, March the 13th. According to the National Library of Medicine, neurodiversity describes the idea that people experience and interact with the world around them in many ways with no one right way of thinking, learning, and behaving, and differences are not deficits. All right, Nicki. Nicki also said something else on X. Let me see if I can pull it up. She said something else on X that I wanted to read to you guys because everyone is dragging her for filth, saying that, girl, you are the problem. Look, she says that this is almost 24 hours ago, Nicki Minaj posted this. She says, I love how everyone's decided to pretend that the world isn't losing its effing mind. So many people were saying in the comment section, they said what? Oh my God, I can't even think of the statement they normally say. I can't remember what they said, but basically everyone was saying you are the problem. Yes, the world is going insane. The world is losing their mind, including you. And then that's when she started this whole neurodivergent hashtag rap lines. She says, I look beyond what people saying and I see intent. Then I just sit back and decipher what they really meant. Okay? I don't know. Look, I don't know. Karen says, praises be. Look, praise be, not praise be. Is that where we're in now? Are we now a Handmaid's Tale? OMG, praise be. I finally caught a live. Kempire, you are the best. Thank you so much for that. We also got a couple of super chats as well. Thank you guys so much for super chats. You can also support just by liking today's video. It's nice to be here with you guys on a Saturday, and it's sunny out, but it's frigid still here in New York City. It's windy. Candy, thank you for being a member. Candy says, I watched the live stream. Great show last night. Thank you, Candy. Appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that got the live stream. We set a new record, so thank you for that. Shout out to the people that bought tickets literally like the day of the show. Like we only had like a handful of tickets left for the day of the show. And some of you were traveling. I met a young man that came to the show. He lives between here and London, and he bought a ticket the day of because he wasn't sure if he was going to be here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kiki, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support as well. Queenie, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Queenie says, Kempire, I got horribly sick and missed the show last night. Is it possible to still get the link to see the show? I have my ticket receipt. Well, Queenie, I have no control over that, but what you can do is reach out to the venue and let them know and see what they say. I can't make a promise on that because I have no control over any of that. But reach out to them and show the proof, because obviously they would have the records that you didn't show for the live show. Okay. And if you had an issue with the live stream, even though I have to say this time around, I only saw one person that said that they had an issue that not getting the link. Everyone else seemed to get the link. But if you didn't, or if there was an issue, please reach out to the venue, because like I said, I have no control. Do you also see another reason why I'm not doing tours? Can you imagine all the people reaching out to me? Kempire, I'd like to get a ticket. Kempire, do you know this? But coming to me, who's plotting and planning, producing and performing the show. I'm not saying this to be hateful or mean. I'm just being very real. Do you see? And also creating content and news stories that are breaking all the time. So just being honest. Chrissy, thank you so much for the super chat. Chrissy says, is neurodivergent French for on reacted allegedly? Chrissy says, please tell her to leave us alone. Me? You want me to tell her to leave us alone? I want no involvements. Pageant Mommy, you look fantastic too. It's so nice seeing you again. And yes, for those that watched the live stream, Coco says the live stream was amazing. Thank you, Coco. I hope you got, I really wanted to say more about Whitney Houston. I just been so connected to Whitney the last few weeks. And I'm always very intentional with the music I choose and the message that I have for the live show. Yes, it's funny and shade and all that good stuff, but there are very intentional moments. And I did choose Whitney as my intro song. And then when we closed out Higher Love, just because Whitney's been on my mind this week. She's been on my mind and my heart. So I thought that was a perfect way to be a part of the show. My Leo sister. You know I love a good Leo too. My Leo moon. All right. All right. Moving along. Okay. Love Kiss. And shout out to those of you that got the live stream. This is why I was telling some of y'all, even some of y'all that came. And look, I don't want to clock your pockets, but you see there's a lot of people that have the live stream that watched it live last night, and they're saying they're going to watch it today. They're going to watch it again. They get to keep it for a week after the show. So if and when I do another show at this particular venue, or if there's a live stream option for another show, get the live stream option, because now because if you came to the show last night, I don't remember half the stuff I said. I should have bought a live stream ticket, but I will get the live stream at some particular point. But just saying. Rahina says, look, here go Rahina. Rahina says, I wish for a show during Gay Pride. We did do one, was it last year during Pride? I can't promise you that. That's right around the corner. That's right around the corner. I can't promise that. Angel says, same Kempire. I've been listening to the Preacher's Wife soundtrack a lot lately. Oh, that's such a good soundtrack too. All right. In other news, we'll get back to talking about the live show in just a second. I did want to talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then we'll talk about Jamal Bryant and his Target boycott that he's now apologizing for. All right. So I did end up watching the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills today, because I completely, Thursdays, it's not even on my radar thinking about Beverly Hills. On Thursday, Andy Cohen posted that he was hosting the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. People are dragging him in the comment section, basically just saying, please make it a one-parter. That's all it needs to be. Make it a one-parter. Because what exactly are we going to talk about in any three-part reunion? They definitely need to, because you know they're not going to do a one-part. If they do a one-part, you know there's a cast shakeup coming. It doesn't need to be a three-parter. It definitely doesn't need to be a three-parter, but we shall see. Coco says, my mom's favorite artist was Whitney. Whitney gives me life. Me too. Me too. So I watched the episode. I'm just going to talk about the highlights. There isn't a lot to talk about. They're still so pressed by Amanda. And I said this last night during my live show. I was right about Stacey, and now all of y'all Stacey fans. I know some of y'all don't like her, but for the most part, a lot. Now Stacey's the fan favorite. Do I think that Amanda will become a fan favorite? I don't know about that, but she is not. I don't think she's as bad as these ladies are trying to make her out to be. They have decided to focus on her exclusively because nothing else is going on. I did see the seating chart. Dorit is sitting next to Andy, and so is Kyle. Kyle is always sitting next to Andy, which is ridiculous. Johanna says, Kempire was just asking, you have Jamaican roots, aka family. Both my parents are Jamaican. Not only roots, I'm the only one of my siblings born here in the States. Everyone else was born in Jamaica. Yeah. Not so more than roots. Okay. I just happen to be born here. Tanya says, yes, please keep the live stream option. I've been listening to you for a while now and was super excited to attend through the live stream. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Tanya. Yeah, we've done it for at least the last 4 shows. We've done the live stream, I believe. At least the last 3, since that's been an option. A Fit Cookie says, I don't care for Amanda, but I did like her answers when she was on Watch What Happens Live. And I have to say, I was impressed with Amanda with her confessional. Her confessionals this last episode was pretty like, okay, I'm seeing the growth of her as a housewife. The fashions aren't the best. The hair and makeup aren't the best. I have to say that, when you're looking at these women that are getting glam, and Kyle knows how to do her own glam. Amanda, she needs a little work for someone always talking about the brands that she loves and getting 3 facials in a month. I went to my esthetician about that, and I was like, is that normal? He's like, that is absolutely not normal. Okay. If my skin is looking even better today, I did get my second facial of the month. I normally only get 1 facial a month, but I had a live show. So I got a facial on Thursday before the show. So if the skin was popping, that was part of it. And shout out to Butta. Butta delivered for our VIP guests. I hope you guys enjoyed your little gift from our friends over at Butta. I love that they were so generous again for this live show and giving our VIP meet and greet folks a little something. All right, so back to Beverly Hills. So they're in Italy. I will say this, Bose, this was a beautiful home. This home was gorgeous. They went into the chapel. Well, not chapel. It was some other room. Oh, was it a chapel? It might have been a chapel. Beautiful, gorgeous. And then they went into that theater where they had the opera show. I was like, this is beautiful. Timothy Chalamet.
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
If you've been under a rock, Timothy Chalamet has a problem with, he feels like opera and ballet are dead. The lies. So they've been dragging him all week, which is so interesting coming from someone they consider an industry plant. Just saying. But yeah. So they had a little opera. Did you see that they were at the dinner table for Beverly Hills, them asking Sutton about, so why exactly did you choose to stay with Amanda? Like, that was a choice. Especially because you guys have not been getting along. We know why Sutton did it. Sutton is trying to change the whole narrative. She's no longer Sutton Strack. She's Sutton Brown. Sutton Strack, Sutton Brown is the same person. I don't care what anyone says. And you saw Sutton Brown and Sutton Strack come out. Did y'all see that scene between Sutton, Kyle, and Amanda where they were basically trying to poke the bear when the night before talking about the cult stuff, because Amanda asked Dorit about the cult stuff. They already before this were talking about Amanda and Dorit's issue, which when you go back and you look at what Amanda said, it's not that deep. The bigger issue should be between Kyle and Dorit, and I'm sure that's going to happen. But it wasn't enough for us to be dragging it this long. And we're talking about it in Italy. Amanda brings up like, well, does it matter if I have an informed opinion as a therapist. So all of them like, well, no, your friends don't want you to therapize them and things. I can agree with that. But I can also understand she does, especially when you got Bose bringing up your career. What advice would you give Dorit when it comes to her finances? No, you should have asked her more about the family stuff, because she also told you in that same conversation, literally before Dorit got there, that she was a therapist. Like that's her education. So their constant focus on Amanda for me is becoming annoying. And it's not like I'm team Amanda, but I'm not team Amanda because she hasn't really done anything to warrant the hate that they're giving her. I can understand, but like, this girl's weird, but it also feels like it's all of them bullying her at this particular point. So before I bring up what Sutton and Kyle were doing, they were basically producing in that moment. Before that, at the dinner, before they even had the dinner, Amanda went up to Dorit saying, like, I'd like to have a conversation. Dorit is just like, she goes to Bose, who's her constant hype person, which is the hypocrisy for me, because Bose and all of them were talking about how Garcelle was always Sutton's representative. And I don't feel like Garcelle was that bad. I feel like Garcelle would show up as a friend. Bose, you come across as Dorit's representative, not as her friend. Now we can see a clear difference on someone just being a friend versus someone just being a hype person and a representative. Okay. Courage says, Kempire, what the hell did Bose have on? You mean on her head? For someone that's in the hair business, like, she is not a good representation, because everyone's always talking about her bundles. Always talking about her bundles. And I'm just like, damn, Bose. Like, I really would like one week where I can be like, you know what? Bose did that. And she did when it comes to the beautiful mansion that she chose, via her friend. Beautiful mansion. Sidebar. Dorit, you still got glam, and now you're in pre-foreclosure? Dorit, why are we falling out over a sauna in your room? She's like, oh my God. Dorit is so fake. That's the thing with Dorit that I don't get why. I don't think anyone likes Dorit, but I'm sure someone's out there. She falls down, and this is why I can't appreciate someone like Erica, because Erica's like, I've never seen someone fall out over a sauna in their room. And then she walks away. And I was like, well, you know what, Erica, I don't like you all the time, but there are moments where I'm like, this is the Erica that I can appreciate, that's real, that is just down to earth. She's lived a life. She spent how many years with Tom? Like, yes, he was, stealing from Pete to pay Paul, or to pay Tom. And it's just like, get off the floor. I'm sure this Italian man is looking at her like, oh, what is happening? But that's her behavior. Even her behavior towards people like Jamie Lee Curtis, or this season, Rachel Zoe. It's all this very performative, like, oh my God, oh, anywhere with you, darling. Anyway, it's so fake. It's so fake. But anyway, I've digressed. Tremendously. If you're just joining us, guys, don't forget to like the video. Easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We were briefly talking about Beverly Hills. We'll get back into Beverly Hills in just a second. But I did want to say thank you to RHOBH for sponsoring today's live. I know you're probably tired of hearing people say, new year, new me. However, it can be a new year and a new you. Everyone is trying to get back into the gym. They're trying to do some weight loss things. You may have also heard of GLP-1s. Well, our friends over at RHOBH has gotten you covered with the new GLP-1 pill. The pill is a new, more convenient and approachable way to GLP-1s if you've been thinking about it. A self-administered shot can be a bit intimidating. But now there's a pill that delivers comparable results. If you've been thinking about getting on a GLP-1, RHOBH might be the way to do it. They have 100% online care, access to clinically proven, FDA-approved medications, free insurance checks, side effect management, dosing support, and more. RHOBH offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around. The new GLP-1 pill has the same weight loss ingredient as the shot and packs comparable results to the shot. It can help patients lose 14% of their body weight in a year on average. This is based on a study in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight plus a weight-related condition with diet and exercise. You may have also seen Serena Williams talk about collaborating and endorsing Roe as well. As a world-class athlete, she also wanted to drop pounds after having children. If I had needed this particular option, this is what I would use. A pill versus a shot, why not? Go to ro.co/Kempire to see if you're eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Ro. That's ro.co/Kempire to get started on Ro. Go to ro.co/safety for box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medication. More details on your discount and more will be available in the description. And we're back. So back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But while I'm fixing something here, guys, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire podcast as well, where you can hear our live recaps and special episodes. Club Kempire, I know I owe you an episode, and maybe I'll do a little bit more behind the scenes for you guys in regards to some of the things that I didn't get to talk about during our live show here, our sold out live show here in New York City. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that got a ticket, came to New York City, or watched it via live stream. So I appreciate it. Let me just fix something here for a second, y'all, because I wanted to... we have another sponsor that I need to play for us today. Look, by the blessings of God, we have sponsors. All right. So thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate them. Okay. All right. Let me go back here. Okay. All right. And we're back. We're back. So Amanda does try to have a conversation with Dorit because honestly, they don't need to be like at war. There doesn't need to be no, Lynette. You know what, Lynette? You want to fight? Lynette says, "Is he fixing the wire?" No, we're not frozen. I was actually adding something that we have to show a little bit later on. Lynette, you know what? She says the wire. No, the wire's been good. Shh. Look, shh. Thank you. Nice seeing Alma last night. I'm all in your business. Keep me updated. I want to know what you decide to do. Alma says it was packed, every seat in space. So proud of Kempire. It was so impressive. Thank you, Alma. And you're celebrating 29 months of being a member of the channel. So happy anniversary. Kempire, it was so good to see you in person. I was so tired, but the night filled my cup for sure. Thank you for creating the best community. I know you were, but you took that Uber back. Look, you took that Uber back because, woo! I remember those days. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Pisces, thank you so much for this. Oh, I got a shimmy. That's a $20. That's a $20. Pisces Unicorn says, "Hi Kempire. I plan to attend in person. However, I was blessed to be in VI for my what's VI? What's VI? For my March 9th birthday and returned last night. I was at your last New York City show and stood to rep for the Pisces. I remember you. Looking forward to the next time. Stand up, Pisces Nation." Well, happy belated birthday. And thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Rahina, Rahina sent $20. Let me shimmy. Motorboat. Thank you, Rahina, for the super chat. Rahina says, "It was so interesting that you chose Whitney. We were singing I Look to You at dinner and you brought up Whitney. Full circle moment." See, there is something there. It's so funny. That is so funny. Let me see. Karen says, "I joined the live stream from Canada. Was so happy with the option. Kempire, you looked mighty fine." Thank you. Is that your dog? Look, I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, is that your dog? Guys, you're almost at 300 likes. Virgin Islands. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are smarter than me. Virgin Islands. Okay. Nice warm weather. New York is frigid. I could really use a warm trip, like soon. Okay. Very Fire says motorboat. All right. So back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I was going to wait till next week to talk about it, but I said since I'm going live to talk about some of the behind the scenes tea of the Kempire After Dark sold out New York City show, and I still have more to talk about. We could talk about that in a moment. So I said, let me just talk a little bit about Beverly Hills while we're at it, right? All right. So back to Pisces gang. The Pisces got it last night. They got it. They always get it though at the show. They always get it at the show. So Amanda tries to have a conversation with Dorit about whatever issue that they might be having, but it felt like Dorit was trying to make any excuse. She went to Bose, she's like, when are we having dinner? When are we having, like, I don't want to be late. Mind you, she was already late for coming down to meet with the groups. Like, she's just always late. She's always the last one. And you know how I feel about that, right, New York? Because some of y'all were late. Some of y'all blamed it on MTA, which I believe, because New York. And then if you're driving, the traffic, there was an accident at the Lincoln Tunnel yesterday. So I understand. I was just being facetious, but I was ready to go. I was literally in the kitchen in the back because we had a different entrance. I was in the kitchen in the back waiting. Like, okay, are we gonna start this show or not? Okay. But anyway, wait, Little Miss Sunshine says, Kemp, if you travel, go to Indonesia, Bali, I think you'll love it. Oh yeah, that's been on my list. That's definitely been on my list. I don't know when I'm gonna get to go, but I need to do that. But Dorit is always late, and now all of a sudden, because she doesn't want to have a conversation with Amanda, it was clear she didn't want to have the conversation with Amanda. That she's like, I don't want to be late for dinner. And Bose is like, well, if you guys want to have a conversation and you're okay with us eating, you go ahead and have the conversation. Dorit did not want to have the conversation. Okay? Kendra says, Kev runs a strict mother effing program. Y'all know how I am. If you've come to the other New York City shows, we usually start on time. Just saying. So they end up sitting down at you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. Dorit did not want to have the one-on-one with Amanda because I don't think Dorit can handle Amanda. I don't really think she can. I don't think she has a real issue with Amanda, so she's not going to be able to defend herself. You saw how many people had to jump in, including Bose, in order to have this conversation happen. And then her turning to Kyle when Kyle says, like, what exactly do you need from Amanda? She's like, I don't need anything, Kyle, from Amanda. And I'm just like, you don't have a real issue with Amanda. What Amanda said about how you're talking about your divorce on these cameras wasn't as bad as what you're going to find out that Kyle said. I mean, you already found out because Bose already told you. But what I saw the next day, I said, here go Kyle and Sutton producing. Y'all saw how they try to rile up Amanda? Because at the dinner table, they asked her about the cult stuff. Because Amanda brought up, like, well, you dug through like 300 and something different blog posts to find the cult stuff, which I'm probably sure a blogger probably sent it to Dorit or whatever. And that's why she's running with it. Or maybe production did. So at the dinner, she talks about the cult stuff and they had their questions about the cult stuff. I didn't see anything here nor there about the cult stuff. They seem to be like dumbfounded about it. Maybe because of the way that Amanda addresses it is a little more blasé for her. Or maybe she doesn't want to dig into those emotions with these women. Would you be vulnerable with women that have been attacking you? Which it seems like for weeks. So I don't feel like this was a safe space for Amanda. Because remember, we had a better conversation about her cult history between her and Erica. And I told you that week, I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm turning a little bit of a page with Erica, at least when it comes to the show. Like the real life Erica, not really. Because I know those lawsuits, Marco. Okay? But when it comes to how she's being on the show, I can appreciate the realness of Erica and giving Amanda a shot, as opposed to some of these other people. Okay? So, Ms. Miller says, not Bozo, Kathy rejected the Grilf? Hilton, Sutton, and Rachel Zoe. At the dinner table, Kathy says to the group, but also like specifically to Amanda, if you don't know someone, then you need to mind your business and read the room, basically. And after watching it, I was like, well, when they showed the clip, it seemed a little more harsh, but I kind of get what Kathy was saying. But Kathy also doesn't know exactly what Amanda said. I think maybe if Kathy saw what Amanda said, she'd probably be like, I mean, I don't think it was that big of a deal what she said. That's the thing. A lot of these people are reacting to something that they don't know what Amanda said. They just don't like Amanda for whatever reason. And I'm not saying that Amanda's very likable. A lot of these women aren't likable. And I think what the problem here is the fact that people don't like these other women, but they also just don't like Amanda for whatever reason. I don't feel like there's anything there right now for Amanda that's endearing. Like, oh, I want to see more of that. But I like how she's handling herself when it comes to these women. She's not cracking. Why is Natalie there? Yeah, and you're probably wondering, who's Natalie? That's the other friend of. She showed up a little bit in this week's episode, but she wasn't even invited to the reunion. That's how bad her season was. When you're not invited to the reunion and you have an official cast photo, P-Dub says they try to weaponize her past. And that's why Amanda asked Dorit, why did you bring that up? You dug up this information. Why did you bring that up? She clearly was trying to use that against Amanda for Amanda voicing her opinion on what Dorit was doing. Because my thing is, I don't feel like Amanda was talking about Dorit in such a derogatory way, like she was trying to take a dig at Dorit. What Dorit did about bringing up the cult, she was trying to take a dig. Okay. Look, damn. O'Shea says, who's Natalie? Isn't that her name? Did I get it wrong? Look, did I get it wrong? She's a friend of. Okay. Miss Esquire says, I wasn't wondering, actually. Oh, my God.
Lies! The lies!
Well, no, not. Okay. Shout out to, oh, my God, I can't think of his name. They were there last night. He was one of the few white people that were in the audience, which we appreciate, because we were, for Jill Zarin of it all, we had to make sure we had met our quota. He noticed the laugh that I have in here is Homer Simpson. I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah. All right. Unique says, right, they keep sneaking her in scenes. D. Lee says, seriously, who the F is Natalie? Isn't that her name? Now I'm not even sure. That lady that's there, she's a friend of. She's Rachel Zoe's friend. So anyway, they had that dinner. They had the conversation about the cult. Amanda and Dorit don't seem to resolve any of their issues. Again, at this particular point, I'm like, Dorit, you're not even able to defend yourself. Everyone else is chiming in this conversation. You don't have an issue, a real issue with Amanda for us to be dragging this out. I don't even care at this point. Very much like I don't care about anything else going on with Dorit. Thank you. Kriya came all the way from Atlanta. There you go, Kriya from Atlanta. She was the first person in line for the meet and greet. So I remember Kriya. Okay, I remember everybody from last night. Thank you, Kriya. I hope you enjoyed your time here in New York. She came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. She flew Frontier. No shade. That's what she told me. But she said she's flying. I'm not going to tell y'all what she's flying back, but it's not Frontier or Spirit. I said, girl, I'm going to have to upgrade you. I'm like, what happened? No, but I appreciate it, Kriya. You flew Frontier like a hostage and came to see our live show. You're a real one, Kriya. A real one. Okay. All right. So then the next day, Amanda, Kyle, and Sutton have a conversation about the Dorit stuff. Sutton and Kyle decide to put gasoline on the situation between Amanda and Dorit. Did y'all see that? They put gasoline on. They were poking the bear. And I will say this about Amanda. Amanda wasn't really like taking the bait. They were really trying to gas up, like, well, especially Sutton. She was definitely trying to take a dig at you. She was definitely trying to be terrible to you by bringing up the cult. Like, I wouldn't take that. And I'm thinking to myself, this is what Sutton's been doing this entire season. All of a sudden, she's good friends with these women that you were talking about her wallet size last season. And now all of a sudden, I feel like a producer probably told him to do it. Or just Kyle told Sutton to do it. Because Kyle was adding gasoline to the situation too. Miss Esquire said she put herself through a lot for you, Kemper. I said, not Frontier. Okay, I appreciated it. Okay, but I had to make sure. I was like, how are you getting home, though? How are you getting home? But yeah, it was fun. Singer DST says, Sutton Brown, be silent. Exactly. When I'm sitting there watching as I'm, preparing for the live, and I'm like, why are they? One minute you're best friends with Dorit, now you're gaslighting Amanda to have an issue with Dorit about bringing up the cult stuff. Okay, look, all right. I don't know. So the end of this week's episode, for those that may have missed Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you didn't miss anything this week, to be honest, because literally the notes, we get a tour of this beautiful Italian mansion, gorgeous. Then it's the Amanda and Dorit stuff. They sit down at the dinner table. There was a little bit of a foreshadowing of an issue between Dorit and Erica, because Dorit's upset with Erica. Well, Erica was a little upset though. She was like, "Why don't I know this?" It was in regards to who Dorit wants to share some of the things that she's going through, what she's going through when it comes to her divorce. And Erica kind of took it as like, well, you don't feel like you can share those things with me. And then Dorit brings up like, well, I'm seeing these pictures of you with this man, Shrek, with this man holding hands. She's like, well, no one was supposed to see it. No one was supposed to see that. I hadn't tell anybody about Shrek. So there's already a little bit of a foreshadowing of a beef between Erica and Dorit. Or maybe it's self-produced. I don't know. But what happens at the end of this week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is Rachel Zoe says she got a text from her son, my favorite, her youngest son, Caius. And she says the father sat Caius down and said, I have a girlfriend. So Rachel's just like, I could kill myself. Well, wait, hold. Wait. She's so dramatic. But as I'm watching this, and I don't think Rachel Zoe's a bad addition. I think she is a good addition for these ladies. But I've been telling you, like the last couple of weeks, I'm seeing a lot of self-producing and a little drama. And one thing I've noticed about her youngest, not even Skylar, the oldest one, who's 11, her youngest seems so unbothered. He seems like an old soul. He's actually my favorite part. If anything, Rachel Zoe's I can't even speak. Rachel Zoe's addition to the show, my favorite part is her son, her youngest son, Caius. He's just, I didn't expect this. I was like, he's hilarious. But he also seems like an old soul. I know he's not, because he's young, but I don't think he was so upset about the father telling him about this girlfriend. She didn't read the exact text, but the drama, she's like, oh my God, she's like, come here. She's like, and she's self-producing. We have to remember, some of you don't know, she used to do reality television years ago, at the early years of reality television. So she knows how reality television works. And I can appreciate some of the moments that she's given us throughout this season. However, remember when she said she filed for divorce and she's like, oh my God, my divorce is going viral. The drama, my divorce, everyone's talking about my divorce. No, I remember when the divorce news came out. Everyone's like, I thought she was already divorced. So when she talked about it with the son, she's like, her oldest son, Skylar, was like, it went viral? I didn't see anything. So do I believe that her son, Caius, was so devastated about the conversation? Hey, he could have been. He could have been. He's a young kid. His parents are getting divorced. He could be. Exactly. A.V. Johnson, gorgeous A.V. Johnson. What the hair, the smile. Okay. Caius is very mature, definitely an old soul. I just don't believe that he was devastated the way that she was saying, oh, I could unalive myself right now. And I was like, I think you're producing here. So that's how this week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills ended with that. I did not get a chance today to watch Ladies of London. I'm seeing all the reviews. I saw that they had a special event that I wasn't invited to. I was busy anyway, and y'all know I like to stay in the house anyway. But they had an event here in New York City for Ladies of London, the new reign, which I talked about briefly during our Friday live last Friday. And I enjoyed those first 2 episodes. I haven't watched the 3rd episode yet. I'm already assuming Dara's gone because Dara was confronted about being a madam and about being a terrible friend, talking about her friend. So stay tuned. Maybe next week I'll talk about episodes 3 and 4. I think it's a good reboot so far. And it looks like Bravo really believes in it for them to be hosting a special event for them here in New York. Brevel, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Brevel says, just watched the live stream again. Loved it. Thank you, Brevel. See, for the if and when we do another New York City show, we do another live stream event like this, go get your tickets, y'all. Because even if you pay what $20-something, you watch it the night of, and you can watch it again. Some people paid more, and they only got that experience, and now they can't rewatch it. That's why I told some of y'all that. And I guess I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I know it's already expensive in the world, but if you wanted to rewatch it today, you could be rewatching it today, tomorrow. You had the entire weekend. Ravel, thank you so much. Cute dog. Thank you so much for the super chat and for buying the live stream option for our sold out live New York City show. Thank you. Jasmine, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Jasmine says, thank you so much for an amazing night. Meeting you, Taria, and Chris was really special. Shout out to C. Diggy. Cheers to a sold out show and record breaking live stream. Thank you, Jasmine. It was great meeting you as well. Okay, Red Lip. I see it. Thank you so much, Keith, for the super chat and for being a member. Keith says, Rachel Zoe has brought nothing but oversized muumuus. Bo's brought nothing but poodle wigs. Okay. Can we talk? That wig that she had at the dinner was definitely giving poodle. I'm sorry. I am sorry. It was giving poodle. And now you're in the hair business. Let me find out that's not going to work like your workshops. And I know she's got an impressive resume. I know she does. Because that's what everyone loves to say. Well, yeah, she worked at Netflix. She worked at da-da-da. And she did. Yeah, 2 years here, 2 years there, 2 years here, blah, blah, blah. What did the people have to say about her when she... I'm just saying. Tish came from Florida. And remember, Tish called in during our Beverly Hills recaps last season and spilled some tea about Bo's. Bo's probably still mad about it. Sorry, Keith. Let me read your full super chat. Rachel Zoe has brought nothing but oversized muumuus. I have to agree with that. Like, by the end of the season, if I had to give her a grade so far, like let's say we're midterms, I would give her like a B-. I was going to give her a C+, but I'm going to give her a B-. Okay? Rachel's has brought nothing but oversized muumuus, but that's always been her aesthetic. Bo's brought nothing but poodle wigs, and Dorit has brought nothing but debt and foreclosures. Can count on a Virgo for a good read. Okay? For a good read. Teresa says, Bozo always looks horrible. Lord have mercy. Yes, Maria. We talked about that. Dara basically quit on camera. Maria says, hey, Kempire, Dara was on the beginning of the show. Her shadow slowly exited stage left after that. Yeah, in episode 2 at that dinner. Now, and I'll tell you this. Speaking of Ladies of London, when they brought up that Dara was possibly a madam, I was already like triggered. I was like, oh my goodness, here we go. Not them trying to make the woman of color into a madam because y'all can't see her being successful. And then when her friend brought it to her and she had that reaction, I said, Dara, are you? And then when she exited in episode 2, because her reaction was weird. Oh, wait, she was in episode 3? Well, I didn't see episode 3 because, technically, I guess she would be in episode 3 because it was a continuation in episode 2 from that dinner. So, okay. All right, lady. I'm like, I was trying to defend you until I saw your reaction. I said, oh, no. Good question. The audacity of Yo-Yo. Love it. Love the name. Kemp, do you think that some of the ladies bully or aren't welcoming to some new ladies because they are upset their friends they recommended didn't get picked by production or Bravo? I'm sure because Bravo and the production companies do ask the women. They do ask the women whether or not they have anyone that they would recommend. And a lot of times the women give them a list of names. But maybe there are names that, or maybe there are women that did film. I don't know that to be true for Beverly Hills. Maybe there are some women that did film, like test filmed, and it didn't work out. And they chose Amanda, and they're thinking my friend would have been better. It's very possible. Or they could just be doing what a lot of these shows do, and especially Real Housewives. They start hazing people. We've seen it on Potomac this past season with Stacey. My thing is Stacey magical? No, I did crown her last night the new Grand Dame of Potomac. hmm Yep, I did last night. Last night I crowned her the new Grand Dame of Potomac. Okay, but do I think she is as grand as like a Karen Huger? Not yet. She's definitely showing potential. And I said I might be early when it comes to the Amanda of it all, but we shall see. We'll see. We shall see. Oh, Keith says not Amanda's fault. Their friend was whack. Wow, the reads. I saw what you guys are saying that Dara is in episode 3. Is it because the dinner continues, right? I haven't watched episode 3 of Ladies of London yet. P Minx, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Look at those curls. I think Amanda's only likable because the ladies hate the fact that she openly shows the shallowness that characterizes all of them. All you think is projection, but they all try to hide. None of them are authentic there. You're probably right. You're probably right. I wonder how this reunion went for Amanda. I really wonder how the reunion went for Amanda. All right. Let's get into some other stuff in regards to Jamal Bryant. So Jamal Bryant has, for those that don't know who Jamal Bryant is, even before Real Housewives of Potomac, very well-known preacher, pastor, and then known for being a very terrible pastor that was a cheater, pumpkin eater on Giselle Bryant. He was married to Giselle Bryant, had 3 kids with Giselle Bryant. Apparently had a baby while still married to Giselle Bryant. Babies, possibly? I can't remember the timeline. I can't keep up. But since then, people have sort of like shifted. You know, people like Jamal. He started a podcast, blah, blah, blah. But I always remember the history of Jamal, and I'm just like, And then remember, one season, Jamal pretended to be rekindling his relationship with Giselle. And the streets were saying that this relationship is not real because he was in another relationship with someone else. So you may also recall at the top of the year, there was this major Target boycott. Sidebar, y'all. I still see the black people in New York with the Target bags. I don't judge because I'm like a couple of things. They probably still had a bunch of bags from before because I had a bunch of bags from before the boycott. So but I don't bring them outside. I use them if I'm gonna throw out trash. Look, I throw it in the Target bag. I don't even have any more. I don't think, maybe one. So, but he was one of the people saying yes, we're boycotting Target, but he wasn't the person that started the boycott. But all of a sudden, and I wish I remembered because I meant to talk about this last night too during the Kempire After Dark live show here in New York City. It was because remember some of the stuff that I plotted and planned. I really wanted to focus on the things that you guys wanted me to talk about, but I completely forgot to talk about this. So Jamal, according to this report, they said Jamal Bryant announced the end of the nationwide boycott campaign against Target after stating that the company had addressed several of the campaign's key demands. Bryant cited Target's progress toward a $2 billion commitment to invest in Black-owned businesses, noting that about 97% of the pledge has been fulfilled, with the remainder expected by Easter of 2026. The company has also increased minority representation on its board and introduced an internal initiative called Belonging at Bullseye. In addition, Target reportedly committed $100 million in grants and scholarships to Black-led community organizations. Some other organizers and advocacy groups have indicated they plan to continue the boycott, stating that they believe the company has not made sufficient changes to its diversity policies. So Jamal made that announcement, and then people were like, "Who's we? The boycott is not over." And then some people were saying, and that's what you guys are saying. Someone said that Jamal got paid off. Probably the same people that paid Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang to randomly start talking about James Tarico and that Texas election. I felt like they got paid for that because that was so random, out of nowhere. They don't talk politics, and they barely knew anything about James Tarico. But fine. In that part, Pageant Mommy says Target has not publicly apologized for rolling back DEI unprovoked. And here's the thing. There are a couple of things when it comes to this, because there are so many people in the comment section saying, you guys are talking about boycotting Target, but you still on Facebook, you still on Instagram, you still ordering from Amazon, you're still, still supporting Walmart. In all fairness, the Walmart of it all, I kind of let it go because in certain parts of the country, Walmart is the only place that people can go and get their groceries or their goods. So I'm not going, here in New York, we don't have Walmart like that, at least not in New York City. So that's why I don't really judge if I see people going to Target and stuff like that. I do judge certain people. So in my head, I'm not saying anything, I'm not doing anything. But for me, a boycott is personal. I can choose whether or not I'm going to boycott a place. If you choose not to do that and you do it in another way, fine. But I haven't been in Target before January. I have not been in Target before January. But let's be honest, Target kind of fell off anyway in the last couple of years. But so it's been pretty easy. But it still didn't stop me from going into a Target and perusing. Even before the boycott, I would still kind of go in. I really wouldn't see anything that I would want or like, maybe once in a while. But I was just like, it's not what it used to be. But I would still go in. Sometimes you just wanna window shop. But I will say this: I did go in one time. Hold on. It wasn't my fault though. Over in Brooklyn, there is, where is that? It's the Atlantic Mall. Is what we call it? I don't know. I went to Marshall's and I was trying to get to the, what's that place called? Uniqlo. And it was freezing. Look, it was freezing because normally I would just go out. But there's a bridge that connects you, but it takes you through Target in order to get to the Uniqlo. So I was like in there like, I did not mean to come through Target, but I didn't buy anything. I just walked through Target to get, to get to the Uniqlo. But look, I'm telling on myself, none of y'all saw me. None of y'all said anything. Okay? It's not like I'm being out. Oh, it's called Atlantic Terminal Mall. Not Keith telling me. Lord, I'm from New York. Yes. So I had to go through the thing. So I felt exactly, Patrick Miles, I fell into the Target. But I'm telling on myself. It wasn't intentional. I was like, wait, I'm in Target. I just went like this. Walked right through. Not even 2 minutes. Deborah says, excuses. I did not, I swear to you, I have not bought anything from Target though since. Okay? Exactly. Kempire says Kempire was ducking and dodging his way through Target. Because some of y'all could go to Target and nobody's going to say anything. But they say Kempire was in Target, y'all. I saw Kempire in Target. Nope. So this week, Jamal Bryant, I'm going to bring it back. Jamal Bryant announced that the Target boycott was over. But he wasn't the one that originated it. So now he's gone on his YouTube channel. Arm Candy says Uniqlo is worth it. You're right. Those whatever they put in those pajama garments kept me warm during the winter. So I got my stuff. I went to my Uniqlo. Anyway, so Jamal is now issuing an apology. I'm not going to play the full thing. I'm just going to play the apology part. And he's so tacky. Let me just play this for you guys. Hold on.
I take full response.
Hold on.
I made assumptions that were not true. And I wanted to apologize to you for being a leader that was out of touch with what it is that the community wanted and sensed what it is that the community were demanding. It's much greater than those four. And I've heard you overwhelmingly so. And not having a good read of the room, I take full responsibility of. I made.
So that was his apology. Here's the thing. I wasn't surprised because I think you guys forget Jamal Bryant and his history. His years of history. So a lot of people are saying that they feel like he was bought off or whatever it may be. Taria, who was our beautiful host last night, spilled some tea to me. I'm going to let her spill the tea in regards to he has a history. So I always look at Jamal Bryant. Yes, he's a fantastic orator. I've heard him speak before. I actually really think he has a gift for that. But when it comes to character, he has none. You probably weren't ready for that part. In regards to character, hey Pepe, I met Pepe last night at my live show. My girl Pepe. Jamal Bryant has no character. At his core. You could be very talented at speaking, but a true essence of a person, his essence, to me, I don't like that energy. So I wasn't completely shook or surprised that a movement that he didn't even start, he was telling people the Target, you know what it reminded me of? First of him saying that the Target boycott was over. It reminded me of Jay-Z when Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee and the NFL was basically just preventing him from working. And Jay-Z was more than willing to be a puppet yet again, because Barclays, Brooklyn of it all. Go Google Schmoogle. This is not about Jay-Z. But that's what it reminds me of. That there are some folk that are more than willing to do the bidding of other people, the higher-ups, because maybe they're promised something else. Maybe someone promised him something in regards to his church. I don't know. But a lot of people are saying they feel like the reason why he even came out and said that. Here's the thing though. You didn't start the boycott. Why would you come out and say that it was over? If you didn't speak to the powers that be, if you didn't speak to the other community organizers, why would you come forward and say, oh, the boycott is over? Did you have a conversation with other people about this? And here's the problem with the Target situation. In comparison to some of the other brands that people say, you should boycott. Target always made it seem like they supported the community, that they were a big advocate for the community. Hence why a lot of people trusted Target. It went there, even paid more than they probably should at a Target versus going somewhere else for a certain product. They liked supporting, us as a people liked supporting the black businesses that were in Target. But when they rolled back their DEI, it felt like a slap in the face. It felt like, oh, so this is who you really are. These other brands, they've showed us who they really are from jump. They never acted like they were in support of the community or these brands. So for a lot of people, that's what I've been seeing that people have been saying in the comment section when it comes to the Target boycott and the motivation behind it. I just don't understand why he would. First of all, you didn't start the boycott. Why you wouldn't have a conversation with other community organizers that did lead this boycott before making that statement. The Target boycott is over. You deserve all of the backlash. You do. Well, he's issued this apology. I'm going to play it again for those that are just coming in. Keep liking the video if you haven't already.
I made assumptions that were not true. And I wanted to apologize to you for being a leader that was out of touch with what it is that the community wanted and sensed what it is that the community were demanding. It's much greater than those four. And I've heard you overwhelmingly so. And not having a good read of the room, I take full responsibility of.
Okay. I can never take and I'm not saying that pastors can't, dress up or have a little coin, a little money, because you know some of these pastors are writing books and making money on the side outside of the church. There's some pastors I just can't take seriously or look to for guidance when you're more concerned about your name brands that are on you or pushing this podcast. You're literally, I'm watching the apology, and you can see this on his YouTube channel with the Jamal Bryant podcast. Let's be clear. With okay, Karen. Let's be clear. Moniker behind you and your YouTube plaque proudly displayed. It's a little too much focus on the material. And this is coming from someone that I like a good luxury item. But a lot of people are criticizing him for monetizing this by making this announcement and apology on his paid platform, basically, that you're going to get AdSense from. Miss Sharon says the boycott is still on. I know, Miss Sharon. I know. Pageant Mommy said it's a grift. It's a grift. All right. More. I want to just say thank you to Wix for sponsoring today's live recap of it all, and we're gonna get into a little bit more about last night's Kempire After Dark live show as well. When I first started Kempire Radio 15 plus years ago, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. 15 years later, now artificial intelligence has taken over, and it's making your website building so easy. I'm excited to partner with Wix for today's live because Wix was the very first website that I ever used. And even back then, they made it easy. So you can imagine 15 years ago versus 2026, Wix is making it even easier with AI. So there are a couple of really cool things that you can do with Wix. With the hybrid website editor that offers the speed of AI, precision of drag and drop, and guidance of a dedicated AI agent, aka the new way to create websites. And you don't have to pay anyone to do this. You could do this yourself. Create in whatever way feels most natural to you with a platform that lets you flow freely between AI and manual controls. Because some people just let AI do whatever they want, and that is not what you want. You want to be able to do and create something that's unique to you. As I said to you before, you can launch a pro-grade website that's quality, but make it very easy for you to create. There are all kinds of really cool capabilities that they provide. Wix Harmony is packed with some of the coolest, most useful AI features and agents, built specifically for small businesses. Generate images, product descriptions, blogs, and more. Automate email marketing, SEO tasks, inventory management, and more. You even get an AI agent named Aria who can help you build your website or take care of business. Wix has been on top of AI for years, so naturally, they're the ones introducing the new way to create websites. Try Wix Harmony for free at wix.com/harmony. That's wix.com/harmony. More details on that will be available in the description. And we're back. All right, let's get into some last minute conversation when it comes to, it's 5:40 and the sun is still out. I love it, but it's cold here in New York City. It was cold yesterday here in New York City too. How did the day start? So in the preparation for the Kempire After Dark sold out show that we had, thank you to everyone that came last night and those of you that watched the live stream. In preparation, I had a lot of stuff I had to get done this week. You know, I still did my Pilates Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I canceled Friday because I just knew day of the show I didn't need to do anything else. And I'm glad that I didn't pack it on. So even the day before, I got my manicure. Then I got my facial, my second facial of the month. Shout out to my esthetician who was there last night. He's come to the last 3 shows that I've done. So I did that the day before because I knew the day of I didn't want to do any of that because I have to do sound check. I met up with Taria. She was there for sound check. We were catching up. I also I'm so glad that I ate something before the live show because normally Taria and I, when I was in DC, we would eat something after, but we weren't done till like 1 something in the morning after the meet and greet. Our line for the meet and greet was long. So thank you to everyone. It was so amazing hearing everyone's stories. Kriya says that wind, it was windy yesterday in New York. It's windy today here in New York too. I guess we're the new windy city, Keith. Hold on, what? What did Keith say? Kempire trying to have his feet touch his forehead with all these. Look, I'm trying. Maybe when I'm 60, I'll be able to do it. Right now, it's tight because I did a leg workout a few days ago, and I was like, "Oh, I'm a little still." It's better than it was, but my hamstrings are a little tight still. Ms. Parker says it's 33 degrees in New York City. I'm sick from the floppy weather. Yeah, because earlier in the week it was beautiful, sunny, balmy weather. It was the best, but it's just giving us a little taste. Yes, Teach, I was just mentioning that I met you. Teach came all the way from Florida, loved it with her husband. That's a good man, Savannah. Singer DST says, Kempire, did you see the pastor that told the congregation he wants to see their W-2 and tax returns? No. Gross. Look, gross. Kahneman, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Kahneman says, I feel I am the only one who likes Amanda. Did you see the seat chart for Beverly Hills? I feel Amanda should be higher. I did see the seating chart. I don't remember where Amanda was. I just remember that Kyle and Dorit were, matter of fact, I can look it up. Let me just look it up. That Kyle and Dorit were sitting next to Andy. So clearly it's going to be about their friendship. And honestly, I don't care. I don't care to unpack another reunion of Kyle and Dorit having issues. I don't care. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. I'll show it to you guys as well. As I'm doing that, guys, be sure to like the video. This is just a quick catch up. I did talk about some hot topics and I recapped Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'll add some timestamps later. And this reminds me, I forgot to add timestamps to the last live that we did. So I know some of y'all are probably mad, but y'all also see I was busy. Y'all also see that I was busy, right? Right? Okay, so this is the seating chart for Beverly Hills. Let me just move this over. All right. Oh, yeah, there goes Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer, get off this show. I like Jennifer Tilly. I just don't think Jennifer Tilly, I don't know. I feel like she was trying. She looked great. I loved her fashions during this Italy trip so far. So this is the seating chart. We have Dorit and Kyle sitting next to Andy. Next to Kyle, we have Erica Jane, then Sutton, and then Amanda. I think Amanda's there because everyone's against her. It's not because she didn't carry herself well in regards to people going against her. Do I think she deserved the seat next to Andy? I mean, I'm not going to say that she didn't, but I knew that she wasn't going to get it over Kyle. I know Kyle probably felt away. They're just making it so obvious that they put their, everything in the Kyle basket, and I think that's so silly. So silly. They've learned nothing from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, which we talked about last night during the live show. For those that may have missed it, we did talk, and then we had someone spill some tea in regards to casting for Real Housewives of New Jersey. So shout out to you guys bringing the tea. I love it, love it, love it. You just never know what people are going to say at these live shows. So the tea is that Teresa, Dolores, and Melissa are coming back. And Gia Casey, who's been friends with Teresa for many years and has been considered for Real Housewives of New Jersey before, they're saying that she's possibly going to be on the show. And then these two other women. The tea, though, last night from the show, I'll say this, is that they said that Margaret's not completely out. Still no mention of Jennifer Aiden. I didn't think there would be. Oh, one of the things I forgot to mention last night, but I guess I'll mention it now. I know you saw Jennifer Aiden at Ultimate Girls Trip. That's not because Bravo invited her. That's not because Bravo invited her. I word on the street, that's because Teresa. Because, Teresa is still friendly with her. So, yeah, it's not like she was invited, according to sources, just saying. But this is the Beverly Hills reunion chart. I'm so mad that Natalie, I'm not mad at all, but I'm like, wow, they didn't even invite Natalie. I don't know, why did they even include her this season? But I guess, because she filmed and she actually went on the trip. That's why. Yes, DJ Envy's wife, Gia Casey, is being considered for Real Housewives of New Jersey. They've talked about it before. I don't know what has changed, but okay. Kendra, thank you so much for the super chat. Kendra says Jamal needs to worry about his child support card. Ooh. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the motivation behind him trying. Maybe he got a bag from Target. Is Target sponsoring the Essence Fest? I saw that they announced some of the performers at Essence Fest, including Brandy and Monica. Are they sponsoring? Because people are mad that they were sponsors last year during the boycott. But a lot of people say, well, no, they had a contract with Essence Fest. They probably still have an ongoing contract with Essence Fest. Jackie, thank you so much for the super chat. Jackie says Jamal and Giselle both have a treacherous spirit. Birds of a feather. You're right. You're right. I'm not even. Yup. Look, yup. Both have treacherous spirit. Well, it makes sense. Very much like what I was saying about Ashley Darby and Michael Darby. The more I see Ashley and how she moves, I'm like, oh, now I know. Big Miss Buffett says, wait, who's Natalie? Is that her name? Hold on. I need to make sure that I'm not, because now y'all making me concerned that I got her name wrong. Natalie. Hold on. Yes, Natalie. Natalie Swanston Fuller. She was married to Simon Fuller, behind like American Idol guy. Yeah. They were married for a long time. They married from 2008 to 2025. They have 3 children together. I think that's why people were interested, but we really didn't get much of anything from her. All right. And apparently she also didn't attend the reunion. Did not attend the reunion. Lord, guys, we're almost at 500 likes. Don't forget to like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We were just talking a little bit about Beverly Hills, but we're mostly talking about the Kempire After Dark New York City live show that happened last night here in New York. Shout out to those of you who got that live stream ticket. Shout out to those of you that came out last night. Sold out show. I think we sold out every single New York City show. Grateful. Yeah. Shout out to Taria Faizan from the What Else Is Going podcast. She was our host last night. She also hosted when I was in DC. I did 4 shows in DC. And now she hosted this show in New York. So shout out to those of you for those of you in New York that have never seen Taria on stage in that way. Because one thing is to see her on her channel or on our channel, but this was a different form of us talking about the hot topics. And so many of you loved her, and I knew that you would, because as a Taurus, I'm always right. Right? I'm always right. Jamie says I was on the live stream. Shout out to, and if you're watching the replay of this, be sure to let us know if you got the live stream and you watched the live stream. Let me know your thoughts. I love to hear from you, and enjoy the replays. Enjoy the replays. However, if you did not get an opportunity to get a ticket for the live stream, I will eventually share the New York City show. It took me 6 months to share the last one. This is why I told y'all to get the live stream ticket. I will try not to wait that long before showing this show. Okay? All right. Your girl Pepe says, y'all look good last night, too. Thank you, girl Pepe. I met your girl Pepe last night as well. Shan says, I love my girl. Taria. I was about to call her something else, not Taria. Miss Parker says, Taria looked damn good. The dress was dressing. The dress was dressing. Lady D, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Lady D says, saw the live show last night. Kempire fine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know, mind you, okay, so telling you about the leading up to today, we did sound check. We got some pizza before the live show just because I'm so glad that we ate something. I'm so glad that we ate something before the live show because, like I said before, at the DC shows, Taria and I would go get pizza after. It's like our tradition. We would get pizza after the live show, but those live shows are usually earlier. But I choose the 9:30 slot because there is a 7 o'clock show before. But with some of y'all and with the lateness, they would push us out. So I choose that show because we can kind of push it a little bit more. So that's the whole plan behind doing that. Okay. If they change, and here's the thing, New York, if we sold out the 9:30 show, we could have did a 7 o'clock show too. But we have to sell out quicker than we did. We did sell out pretty quick this time, though, in comparison to the last time. Okay. Teresa says, what color was Kemp's suit, y'all? It was definitely of the burgundy family. I brought it to the cleaners already. I've been busy, y'all. I was up at 8 o'clock this morning. So I know it's going to hit me tonight. I was up at 8 o'clock this morning after going to bed like around 2 a.m. And I already brought my suits to the cleaners. I'm like, I had an outfit change. All right, I had an outfit change for the meet and greet. The lighting in that room was terrible. So any photos y'all see me in that room, terrible. All right. Next time I'm gonna be Mariah Carey. I'm not taking any photos unless there's proper lighting. The lighting in there was, I don't know why they had the lights dim in that room. I'm like, we're taking photos. Do better, people. Do better. But it's okay. It's fine. Watson says burgundy from what I can see. Yeah, it's a burgundy suit. Shout out to our friends over at Banana Republic. They also gave me a gift bag because, you know, the amount of money I spent over there at Banana Republic. They gave me a gift bag. I'm looking forward to. Wait, did y'all? Oh, no, we didn't get to. Did I say how many likes I wanted to get to? I didn't say. But they gave me a gift bag because I spent a whole lot of money the other day over there in the Banana. Maybe on TikTok tonight. I'll go live on TikTok and I'll do an unboxing. Okay, so make sure you guys follow me on TikTok. Ali says, do you have a writer? No. Nope. Oh, do you guys like my brooch? I didn't bring it in here though. I had a few different options for my brooches. It was fun for those that saw the live stream last night. I thought it was so hilarious when I looked at the picture because I didn't even put two and two together. That the picture that I used with Eddie, our brooches looked very similar. Okay, our brooches looked very, very similar. 500. Nope. I know you guys said, I didn't say 500. I said if we get up to a certain amount of likes, but no, I'm going to do it on TikTok tonight. But yeah. Oh yeah, it was like a Merlot, the suit color. It was like a Merlot. That's probably a better. Yeah. I loved it. I loved it from the moment that I saw it. And then I reached out to my SA. I was like, this is the suit that I want. And luckily, they still had it when I went to go get fitted for it. It wasn't completely tailored just because of the timing of it all. But eventually, I will go get it really tailored to my body. Because I just was at the tailor for some other suits. Because I've been plotting and planning. I was like, well, maybe I'll do this particular suit. I also dropped a new photo on Instagram. Go give it a comment and a like, y'all. The new photo shoot. Okay, I can talk about all the things now. New photo shoot is dropping. You may have seen here on YouTube, I have a new default picture. That's a part of the photo shoot. Shout out to Butter. Butter, again, they provided a little gift bag for our VIP guests. They did it the last New York City show. They did it for this show as well. So thank you to Butter for that. We appreciate them. I use Butter skincare products for my photo shoot that you guys will see on Instagram. And yesterday, I used Butter. Matter of fact, I need to get some more stuff from Butter. I have a lot of Butter products, but I need more moisturizer. I'm low, Butter. I'm low on my moisturizer. But yeah. So yeah, before the show, we did pizza, but then I had to get my grooming done. So like my beard is looking beard-delicious. This wasn't me. Shout out to and shout out to Trey who did the grooming for my photo shoot that I'm going to be dropping as well. Thank you, Kriya. Kriya says the meet and greet fit. All right. Thank you. She liked my meet and greet fit. Mind you, after the show, I ran to the back to change into the meet and greet fit. That's also brought to you by Banana. All of it. Banana, where is my deal? Where's my sponsorship deal? Banana. That was all Banana too. Angel, thank you so much for being a member for almost a year. Angel says, the live show was dope. We'll watch again and again before it expires. It was a perfect ending to a great day. Got a promo at work. Thanks for the, Angel, for the New Year's Eve tarot. Congratulations. Oh, that's amazing. We need to do a little members only powwow about that stuff. Hey, Shan says the suit and brooch were gorgeous in person. I said, wait, is this the brooch that Eddie returned? I don't know. I love a good brooch. I had a few different options of brooches that I couldn't choose from, but I felt like that was such a perfect one for that particular suit. So there were a few options that I had. next event, I'll do a different brooch. Okay. Angel says you made me order fries last night, and I had 2 fries, and it was probably not the best choice because then it dried out my voice a little bit. I just thought, let me have some fries, and they were cold. Wasn't the best idea. Okay. K Monet says the suit was fire. I love the color. So I made a good choice, y'all, because I saw it and I said, oh, I like that suit. Then I went to meet with my essay at Banana, and I tried it on, and I was like, oh no, I like it. I liked it instantly. But like I said, the only thing that I would have changed was getting it tailored specifically to me. Tailoring is the next step. I know you pay your money for the suit, but really tailoring it to your specific, because we're all different bodies. So yeah. Now I want fries too. Jamie says, thank you, Jamie, for being a member for almost 2 years. Jamie says, I love your live. I was on the live stream and I love the Whitney tribute you did. I wanted to say more about Whitney, but Whitney was just on my mind the last few weeks. I mean, she's on my mind randomly all the time, but like definitely the last few weeks. And I just felt like those 2 songs were perfect. The perfect intro song and the perfect way to end the show. And I really hope that you guys walked away, for those that watched the live stream or were there in person, really walked away not thinking about what was going on in the world for, those 90 minutes. I know I did. I had a good old time up there. Maureen. Hey, Maureen. Nice meeting you as well. It's really great to see the people in person, because then you guys become more real to me as opposed to just like an avatar. But yeah. And a lot of folks, and that's why I liked doing the Kempire After Dark tours the last couple of years, because you really get to meet the community. And I'm not saying that I'm never going to do it again, y'all. I'm just saying it's a lot of work. And I really want to spend 2026 getting my affairs in order. And I think that's important. I think it's important to work smarter, not harder. And I feel like for the last couple of years, I've just been working hard. And there's just certain things that I want to get in place as we set ourselves up and prepare I'm always thinking about, shout out to Wendy Williams, I'm always thinking about futuristic vision. There are certain things that I've been doing over the years. And I'm like, well, when I get to this particular point, I need to be ready for it. You know what I mean? So there's things that I've been doing over the years, including health. There's certain things that I needed to do. Make sure I can't be touring and I can't be doing TV if I'm not healthy. I can't, have a future if I'm not healthy. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing. The next thing is working on a relationship. But we're manifesting that, right, Amanda? We're manifesting that, because I also believe all work and no play is not fun. Okay. Pageant Mommy says, Kempire, I will work with you on booking Green 42 if you want. I mean, that's easy. I mean, like I said, if I do another New York City show, I could do a New York City show like that. But thank you for that. I could do a New York City show easy. Like, I'm not worried about that. I probably won't do one until later this year, to be honest. Bree, maybe it was maroon, Bree, because we were trying to all figure out, like, what's the color. I mean, I can also ask my essay, what's the official color that they're calling it at Banana. Or you could look it up on their website right now, y'all. It'll tell you. Bree says, you looked great in the maroon suit. The suit was suiting. I made a good decision in regards to the suit, y'all. Okay. Very Fire says, billionaire now. Yes, come on. Oh, yeah, Keith. Where were you, Keith? Chicago. Keith says, wish I could have came in person last night. That's why I'm happy I came in person last year. Yes. Well, the next one, Keith. Or maybe when I finally do one in Chicago. Maybe. Beatrice says, my favorite Whitney song is My Name Is Not Susan and I'm Your Baby Tonight. That's on the same album. Right, Beatrice? I love it. My name is not Susan. Tamara says, I feel you, Kempire. I need to get my affairs and health in order as well. Yeah, we all do. And it's a slow process, but we gotta do it. Shan says, make the next show in the summer, early fall. It's cold. I agree. look, I agree. Our last show was in September. The last New York City show was in September. Remember, I did a few shows over the summer, and the last show was New York City. Flip Virgo says, Kempire, are you going to be able to see the meet and greet fit? Because it wasn't on the live stream. Next time, come to the live stream. I mean, now, I mean, you probably have. I did repost a few, but the lighting in that room was terrible. So I'm not even advertising that. I should. Oh, wait, no. I have a picture. I might have a picture with Taria backstage in that fit. But yeah, I always forget. See, that's the other downside too. If you don't have a team of people, people are not reminding you, well, let's take a picture of your different outfits. Like, I should have that. But yeah. Exactly. Flip Virgo says that Chicago winery be hating. They need to get into the formation. Ooh. Which is crazy to me because shout out to City Winery. We've done multiple and sold out City Winery before. So I don't know, Chicago. Maybe there's someone new there. I should go check. Like, anybody new here? But again, you see, I got to reach out. Wave Key says, not us low-key being your business agent. I love it. It's a community. It takes a village. Valen says, I had my pizza and drinks and was curled up on my couch laughing. You lightweight had a comedy show. I know a lot of people wonder what this experience is. I don't call it like a comedy show. I say you might laugh. You might laugh. For the most part, it's just what we do here, but more explicit. I'm able to say all the things. All the things. Wait, hold on. Angel says, Kempire saved November 13th. It's a Friday, Bay Area. Wait, hold on. For our show, I'm working on it if you have to do a show up. Well, let me know. Deborah says, do the next show in Los Angeles. The weather is always great. I mean, LA, y'all a little funny too. I guess I have to figure out the time to do LA because I did LA not last November, but the previous November. We still did well, but very much like New York, it was sort of like a slow climb. Just saying. All right. On that note, I can't believe it's 6 o'clock. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much for all of the super chats and the Venmos and the Cash Apps. Thank you to everyone that came out last night to our New York City show. Thank you to everyone that got a live stream ticket. Yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. Will there be a playback link of the live stream will be available for purchase? Unfortunately, no. This is why I was emphasizing to you guys, if you would like the live stream, buy it now because you won't be able to purchase it after. However, if you're a member of the channel, I will eventually, and no promise when, I will eventually share it here. And shout out to the Senior Royals. You guys you can go back right now on our members channel and see all of our past live shows that we've done in New York and some other cities too. So, unfortunately not. But, like I said, eventually, if you're a member. Kriya, thank you so much for the super chat. Kriya says, I came by myself and left with 3 great... I love this. I came by myself and left with 3 great friends that I had a great time with. The new color is called Oxblood. That's the color. Thank you, Kriya. There were so many people saying the same thing. So for those, when I do announce my next live show, don't be afraid to come on your own. There were so many people that made friends at the live show. I love that. I think that's beautiful. Oh, thank you, Very Fire. Very Fire looked it up. Very Fire says it's called Ruby Plum Purple is official BR color, Banana Republic. It's called Ruby Plum Purple. That's what I was wearing last night, y'all. That's what I was wearing. All right, y'all. On that note, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. Again, thank you so much for the super chats, the likes, the Venmos, the Cash Apps, all of that. If you're watching a replay of this, be sure to like the video. Be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions. We talked about Beverly Hills. We talked about Nicki Minaj. We talked about Jamal Bryant. We talked about a lot. I'll add the timestamps later. I'm going to go meditate and relax. It's been a busy day. All right. I also have laundry to put away. All right. Everyone have a fantastic, fantastic rest of your Saturday and weekend. We do have a special live happening on Monday. Speaking of health, we're going to have a doctor in the building. See you guys later.
Here we go now.